Yeah.
Any specific reason?
Yeah, I mean, you know, they was doing their thing, I was doing mine. And, you know, I'm not the partying type. You know?
Jennifer Lopez's past with Diddy is catching up fast, and it's darker than anyone expected. With leaked tapes from Diddy's wild parties making headlines, Ice Cube has publicly warned her to run before things get worse. Could her connection to Diddy pull her into this growing scandal?
Diddy. You're hearing Diddy everywhere, okay?
Yeah.
So, did you ever have any kind of run-in with Diddy? Did you ever do anything with Diddy? Any projects you worked on with him?
Yeah, he's produced a few records, or had his producers do a few records on my...
Ice Cube recently sparked attention during a concert where he made it crystal clear that he wanted nothing to do with Diddy's controversial past and present. As the allegations against Diddy, ranging from sex trafficking to blackmail, grow increasingly disturbing, Ice Cube seized the moment to distance himself from the chaos. On stage, with a knowing smirk, he told the crowd that he had never been to one of Diddy's infamous parties, subtly addressing the scandal that has gripped the entertainment world. But what truly shocked everyone was his warning to Jennifer Lopez, urging her to run due to her past relationship with Diddy. Ice Cube's advice wasn't just a casual remark. It was a direct and urgent plea for J-Lo to protect herself from what seems to be a fast-approaching storm.
Being in the studio with the producer, you know, he had a stable of producers, so I was in the studio with his stable of producers, and I think we did some great music.
The tension surrounding Diddy has been building for months, with shocking allegations of sex trafficking, drug-fueled parties, and even secret tapes involving high-profile figures like Lopez herself. As these allegations surface, Ice Cube's concern becomes more understandable. He's not just looking to save face or avoid bad press. His words come from genuine worry about what might happen to anyone associated with Diddy. Given J-Lo's high-profile relationship with Diddy in the late 1990s, Ice Cube's warning carries extra weight. He seems to recognize that anyone who had close ties to Diddy during those wild years could find themselves caught up in the legal and media maelstrom that's brewing.
You know what I mean? I ain't never been to a Diddy party. I ain't never really wanted to go, but I don't go to a lot of people parties. You know, that just ain't what I'm in it for.
Jennifer Lopez's connection to Diddy stretches back to when the two were one of the most talked about couples in entertainment. They dated from 1999 to 2001 during a time when Diddy was at the peak of his music career and Lopez was rising as a star in both acting and music. However, their relationship wasn't without controversy, most notably the infamous nightclub shooting in 1999, where the couple found themselves at the center of a chaotic scene. Though Lopez eventually walked away from the incident without facing any charges, it's a moment that still lingers in public memory. And now with the new allegations against Diddy, that period of her life is being scrutinized again.
Surprised at what things are coming out with Diddy at all? Or you're like, you have no idea, it's none of my business, you'll live longer? Is that kind of like the mindset?
I mean, surprised. How could you be surprised with anything that happens in hip-hop?
What makes Ice Cube's warning particularly compelling is that it isn't just about public opinion. It's about survival in an industry where scandals can destroy careers. With Diddy now facing serious accusations that could lead to long prison sentences, Ice Cube seems to be genuinely worried about Lopez's future. If the rumors of Diddy's secret tapes are true, there's a possibility that Lopez could be dragged into the legal fallout even if she had no direct involvement in his criminal activities. The stakes are high, and Ice Cube's words reflect a deep concern that Lopez might become collateral damage in this unfolding scandal.
Okay, all right, so you think he's being targeted, so you don't think Suge said, you can say what you want about Diddy, but Diddy didn't learn to like young boys. He learned it from a man named Clive Davis.
Ice Cube's bold public warning also points to a larger shift happening in the entertainment industry, especially in the world of hip-hop. Accountability is becoming more crucial, and figures like Ice Cube are increasingly vocal about distancing themselves from the darker side of the industry. By advising Jennifer Lopez to run, Ice Cube is taking a stand against the toxic culture that Diddy's parties have come to symbolize, and he's making it clear that he wants no part of it. His warning suggests that Lopez should follow suit, getting as far away as possible before the full weight of this scandal comes crashing down.
The Busby law firm based in Houston announced that 7 new lawsuits have been filed against embattled rap mogul Sean Diddy Combs, but this time he's not the only celebrity.
The unraveling of Sean Diddy Combs' once mighty empire is nothing short of shocking, and the allegations against him read like the plot of a disturbing crime drama. For years, Diddy was viewed as one of the most influential and successful figures in the entertainment industry, dominating not just music, but also fashion, vodka brands, and even media ventures. He was an icon that many young people looked up to, a self-made mogul who had seemingly built an empire out of sheer talent and drive. But now, beneath that glossy exterior, an entirely different narrative is emerging.
Celebrities, a man and woman, came in. She alleges that the male celebrity raped her while Combs and the female celebrity watched, and then Combs raped her while the 2 celebrities watched. Another accuser was 17 years old, an aspiring artist in 2022. He alleges that Combs drugged and sexually assaulted him at a party and told him he could make him a star.
At the center of these allegations is Diddy's infamous freak-off parties, which, according to disturbing reports, were far more than wild celebrity get-togethers. The allegations include horrific claims of sex trafficking and blackmail, with victims describing these parties as drug-fueled, multi-day events involving both male and female sex workers. What's even more unsettling is that these parties, reportedly attended by celebrities, politicians, and Hollywood elites, were not just about excess and debauchery. They allegedly concealed a much darker criminal underbelly. Prosecutors are now claiming that Diddy orchestrated a vast operation of manipulation, blackmail, and coercion, using these parties as a means to exert control over others, both for his own personal gain and to maintain his powerful position in the entertainment world. Diddy's legal troubles have only escalated as these claims continue to surface. His arrest in September sent shockwaves through the industry. Charged with sex trafficking, blackmail, violent assaults, and even drug dealing, the list of accusations against him seems never-ending. It's hard to believe that the man who built such a successful career in music and business could also be running a criminal empire in the shadows. But according to the lawsuits and testimonies, that's exactly what prosecutors are arguing. One of the most serious charges Diddy faces is a RICO charge, typically reserved for mob bosses and organized crime figures. This means that authorities believe Diddy wasn't acting alone, but rather at the head of a well-organized, multi-layered criminal enterprise that spanned years, if not decades. The mounting legal issues have only deepened the concerns surrounding those who were close to Diddy, which ties back into Ice Cube's earlier warning. Ice Cube's advice to Jennifer Lopez to run suddenly seems much more urgent when you consider that anyone associated with Diddy, especially those who were involved with him during the peak of his influence, could be dragged into the fallout. Investigators are likely to dig deep into Diddy's connections, and anyone who attended those notorious parties or was part of his inner circle could face scrutiny. This is why Ice Cube's warning to distance oneself from Diddy is not just about public image. It's about avoiding serious legal consequences that could come as authorities start to untangle the web of Diddy's alleged crimes. What's equally devastating is how quickly Diddy's reputation is crumbling. The man who once ruled the entertainment industry now finds his empire on the brink of collapse. His business ventures, whether it be his music label, his Sean John clothing line, or his Ciroc vodka brand, are all at risk of being tarnished by these allegations. Investors and business partners are pulling away, and it's hard to imagine any of Diddy's high-profile ventures surviving the fallout if he's found guilty. His once untouchable persona has been shattered, and the longer this scandal drags on, the more damage it does to the empire he built. Jennifer Lopez and Sean "Diddy" Combs were one of the most talked about couples of the late 1990s, capturing the public's fascination with their glamorous and high-profile relationship. Back then, J.Lo was rising rapidly in Hollywood, having gained immense fame from her portrayal of Tejano singer Selena, while Diddy was already an established figure in the music industry. Together, they were the definition of a power couple, frequently photographed on red carpets, attending high-end parties, and living the lavish lifestyle of the rich and famous. But like many glittering Hollywood romances, their relationship wasn't without its share of drama and controversy, some of which would haunt them both for years. One of the most infamous incidents in their relationship came in December 1999, when Lopez and Diddy were involved in a nightclub shooting that sent shockwaves through the entertainment world. The couple was partying at Club New York in Manhattan with Diddy's entourage when an altercation broke out. Shots were fired, leaving 3 people injured. In the chaos that followed, Diddy, Lopez, and his protege Shine fled the scene, but their escape was short-lived. The police pulled them over and found a loaded gun in their car. While Diddy and Shine were arrested, Lopez was also taken into custody, spending hours handcuffed at the police station before being released without charges. The nightclub incident was a turning point in Lopez's relationship with Diddy. According to reports at the time, Lopez's mother was furious and warned her daughter to stay away from Diddy. It's said that her mother, who had always been skeptical about the relationship, felt that Diddy was bad news from the start and that Jennifer should have listened to her instincts. This wasn't just a case of overprotective parenting. There were real concerns about the influence Diddy had on Lopez, both personally and professionally. The relationship ended shortly after the shooting, but the connection between the two continued to cast a shadow over Lopez's life. In the years since, rumors and whispers have persisted about what role Lopez might have played in Diddy's life during their time together, particularly on that fateful night in 1999. While J.Lo was cleared of any wrongdoing, speculation has swirled about how much she knew about Diddy's activities during their relationship. Some have even suggested that Lopez may have been more involved in Diddy's chaotic lifestyle than she ever let on. A lawsuit filed in 2024 by music producer Rodney Jones brought these whispers back to the forefront. In his claims, Jones alleged that Diddy's infamous nightclub shooting was far more orchestrated than previously known and hinted that Lopez might have played a bigger role than the public realized. One of the most startling claims is that Lopez may have been the one to hand Diddy a gun during the altercation at Club New York, further entangling her in the mess that followed. While there's no concrete evidence to support these allegations, it's clear that the rumors surrounding her involvement haven't gone away. To this day, some speculate that her connection to Diddy during this time might still come back to haunt her, especially as the legal cases against him intensify. Diddy's alleged history of blackmail and controlling behavior only adds fuel to the fire, with many questioning whether Lopez, like others who were close to him, was manipulated or threatened into silence. The recent scandals surrounding Diddy have become even more explosive with the revelation of leaked tapes, reportedly from his notorious parties. These tapes, which are now at the center of several legal battles, allegedly capture disturbing activities that took place during Diddy's infamous freak-off parties. What started as rumors of excessive partying and wild behavior has escalated into shocking claims of illegal activities, with these tapes providing potentially damning evidence. According to various reports, the footage allegedly features high-profile individuals engaging in disturbing acts, many of whom were regular attendees at Diddy's lavish, drug-fueled events. Jennifer Lopez, having dated Diddy during one of the most controversial periods of his life, has found herself linked to these revelations. While there's no confirmation that Lopez herself appears on any of these tapes, the very idea that her name might come up is enough to raise eyebrows. When Diddy and Lopez were together in the late 1990s, they were often seen at exclusive events and high society parties, which has led to speculation about how much Lopez may have known or participated in. Some sources even suggest that tapes from Diddy's infamous gatherings may have captured interactions between him and Lopez that, while perhaps innocent at the time, could now be viewed in a much darker light. The chilling reality is that these tapes, if they do contain incriminating evidence, could have a ripple effect far beyond Diddy's legal troubles. Lopez has worked hard to build a multifaceted career as an actress, singer, and businesswoman, positioning herself as one of the most beloved and respected figures in the entertainment industry. Yet, if her past with Diddy is pulled into the spotlight, it could tarnish her image in ways that would be difficult to repair. At this point, we don't know how deep Lopez's involvement with Diddy's parties may have gone. She could very well be an innocent bystander in all of this. But the mere association with someone facing such serious allegations could be enough to damage her reputation. Think about it. Lopez has spent years carefully curating her brand, evolving from a rising star in the late 1990s to a global superstar and business mogul. She's been involved in major film roles, launched successful music albums, and even developed a prominent fashion line. In an industry where image is everything, even the suggestion of involvement in something as scandalous as these parties could be harmful. The media and public love a scandal, and when someone's past is tied to something as dark as sex trafficking, blackmail, and hidden cameras, it's nearly impossible for their name to escape unscathed. So, could this scandal potentially damage J-Lo's career? Absolutely. If these tapes continue to surface and Lopez's name becomes more entangled in the controversy, it could drag her down into the mess. The fact that she was once so closely linked to Diddy makes it all the more likely that she'll be pulled into the conversation, whether she likes it or not. For someone like Lopez, whose success relies heavily on public perception, being even remotely connected to such a dark chapter could have long-lasting consequences. But let's also not forget the power of speculation. Right now, much of what's being said is just that, speculation. There's no hard proof that Lopez was involved in any wrongdoing, and it's entirely possible that she was simply a part of Diddy's life at a time when things were less chaotic, less criminal. Still, as more details emerge, it's clear that the past has a way of creeping back up, especially when it involves someone as high-profile as Diddy. Rumors have been swirling that Ben Affleck's sudden and surprising divorce from Jennifer Lopez might be tied to the ongoing scandal involving Diddy and the leaked tapes. After rekindling their romance in a highly publicized reunion, Affleck and Lopez seemed like a picture-perfect couple, only to abruptly call it quits. While the official reason for their split remains a mystery, some insiders are speculating that the mounting allegations against Diddy could have played a role in their breakup. Given the timing of the split and the revelations emerging about Diddy's parties, it's hard not to wonder if Affleck decided to distance himself from Lopez to protect his own reputation. The leaked tapes allegedly document disturbing activities at Diddy's infamous freak-off parties, and there are whispers that some of these tapes might even involve Lopez, given her high-profile relationship with Diddy in the late 1990s. Whether or not Lopez appears in these tapes, the mere possibility of her connection to Diddy's dark past could have been enough to create strain in her marriage to Affleck. Affleck, who has spent years trying to manage his own public image and personal struggles, might have seen the writing on the wall. Being married to someone who is even remotely linked to a scandal as explosive as this could be a massive liability. Some sources suggest that the pressure from the media and the fear of being dragged into the mess himself could have influenced Affleck's decision to separate from Lopez. After all, their relationship was under the constant gaze of the public, and Affleck is no stranger to the damage that rumors and negative press can cause. Adding to the speculation is a claim made by Suge Knight, the infamous head of Death Row Records. Knight has alleged that Diddy possesses blackmail material on Jennifer Lopez, possibly holding on to compromising information that could explain why Lopez hasn't publicly spoken out against him. If Affleck became aware of this potential blackmail, it's easy to see why he might have felt the need to step away from the marriage. For someone who has worked hard to reclaim his career and reputation, the idea that his wife could be entangled in Diddy's web might have been too much to handle. Ice Cube's refusal to be associated with Diddy's controversial past is part of a larger cultural shift taking place in hip-hop and Hollywood. For a long time, power and influence in these industries allowed figures like Diddy to operate without consequence. But that's beginning to change. In recent years, movements like #MeToo have shone a spotlight on the abuses of power that have been quietly tolerated for far too long. Now, as the allegations of sex trafficking, blackmail, and hidden cameras come to light, the pressure to speak out and take a stand has grown stronger. Ice Cube's bold decision to publicly reject any involvement in Diddy's world reflects this new era of accountability.